Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we are on the test server and we are playing around with another one of the new rares that are part of the Bambus 4-leaf fusion, and that is the Knight Revenant one, Torax Longsword, or Longsword Torax, however his name is. I think it starts the other way around. Yep, so it's a Longsword Torax. Honestly, when I started reading his kit, when they were released, I straight up in my head, there was one thing that jumped to me, and that was like, you know, unkillable clan boss, but the block damage one, you know, by using Roshkar, Helicath, Alscore, or is there a fourth one? No, I think that these are the only three ones that basically do block damage on a 4-turn cooldown that is on for 2 turns. And most of those ones can have a unkillable be made alongside a Skull Crusher or some other unkillable champs, but, you know, it's pulling a rare might be a little bit easier than pulling an epic. And basically it was all about this passive, okay? Places a block damage buff on this champion for 1 turn if the incoming damage exceeds 20% of this champion's max HP. So like I mentioned, this one straight up came into my head like, okay, he's gonna be a perfect stun target because, well, when he takes the stun, he's just gonna pull block damage and basically not take the damage and survive. There's a little tricky thing though, however, from my testing, where I'm not sure this is working as intended because, well, the way that I've seen it work in my run, and I'm gonna show you guys the run, is the fact that he actually takes the damage and only then puts the block damage. So, you know, there's some other people that have this type of passive, such as, like, what's his name? Goffred, right? He's the dwarf. Let me have a look and let me show you what I mean. So you have Goffred Brassclad that has this passive that whenever an ally is attacked while under block damage buff, places no stun active effect. If an ally is about to get killed by a fatal hit, blocks incoming damage and places block damage on them for 1 turn. So, you know, maybe because he has the block incoming damage, I don't know, maybe I just misunderstood it and this is not working as intended. I'm gonna ask obviously in the content creator chat, see if that's how it's supposed to work or not, but let's have a look exactly at the team that I am playing with, to be fair, because it was still a pretty fun team. So the team that I'm talking about, the team that I'm using is this one. So I have Torrux in the lead that, you know, make sure he's gonna be the one taking the stun. Then we have Gnut that most people have, you know, should have because he was the recent fusion, or if you do not have Gnut, it can be any other DPS champion. It can be Dracomorph, it can be Fane, it can be Anax, he does a crazy amount of damage. So anybody that brings you some other good buffs, debuffs, you know, poison, decreased defense, you don't really need weaken if you're gonna use Helicath in this team, but if not, bring somebody that also brings you weaken. So this DPS can be anybody. Then when it comes to a Helicath spot, well, Helicath is one of the best ones, but you can use Alscore, you can use Roshkard as well. It does not have to be specifically Helicath, keep that in mind. Then we have Farrakhan the Fat that, you know, brings us some ally attacks, some poisons, a chance to land decreased defense on the A1. And then Doom Priest, well, Doom Priest is in this team to cleanse up that stun because, like I said, the way I thought it was gonna work is that the block damage happens and he does not take that damage. And because it is on a 4-turn cooldown, if he takes the stun and doesn't cleanse it off with his masteries, this one's not gonna come back by the time he takes the next stun, compared to, like, you know, when you have a Skull Crusher that goes at a 4-3 ratio, but he has his unkillable on his 3-turn. Well, I needed something to deal with this, and that's where Doom Priest came, you know, came in this team to just cleanse that one off. When it comes to the presets for this team, I have nothing for Torax. Gnut, I just made him prioritize the A3. Doom Priest, nothing. Helicath, I made him prioritize the A3 as well, the block damage, and then the A2. And then Farrakhan, I have him prioritizing the ally attack. And, well, the nice thing about this team is that it's full auto from the start. It just works perfectly. You don't have to tune anything else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with the run. Maybe I'm going to cut, you know, some parts of it, or maybe I'm going to leave the whole of it to at 2 times speed so you can see exactly the damage interaction that happens with him and his passive, so you can understand what I meant. And then we're going to come back and we're going to have a look at the build. So see you in a bit. Okay, and we're back. So this team was a wonky, but well, the thing is, I have good gear. I used strong gear on them. They have, you know, some good stats. It's a good overall team, so that's why this one is a one-key team. It can honestly still be a one-key with some variations, you know, maybe different person. Because if you saw, we did not have the decreased defense on all of the time, so we lost a ton of damage because of that. So maybe having Anax instead of Gnut could make it work the same. But still, overall, it's a pretty good damage. And the thing that surprised me, and I guess the thing that's amazing, is the fact that Torax actually managed to take the stuns without even having, you know, the shields from Helicat as we're used to with the normal teams. He was able to tank the stuns and keep taking them, and, you know, don't priest cleansing it up until almost till the end. So he did not take the last stun, but up until then he took them like a champ. The reason for that is, well, he is defense based. He has a lower base HP because he's a rare. So that's what makes him actually amazing for this type of a team, because the lower HP you have, the less damage you're gonna take from the stun hit of the clan boss. That's why he could survive so long. So I was really impressed. I'm really happy with the result of this one, honestly, even though, like I said, it's gonna be strong gear, it's gonna be amazing gear. This is, you know, it's not something like everybody can do it. No, it's strong gear, but it's the concept of the team. So let me show you a little bit first. This is the team that I was working with. Okay, so it's just the fast tower skull crusher and killable. I took it from this basic, okay, and I just replaced a few heroes. So for example, if we open this one, I just put Torax in the place of skull crusher, and because the, you know, the interaction is on his passive, I can just turn this off. And honestly, I'm not even sure I really need his passive, because he's not working as I expected it. You don't really care about it, honestly. For Torax, you can just have him do whatever. I could even remove the Doom Priest from there and just bring another DPS to make it a one key, because, well, Torax's passive does not actually stop him from killing. He just, like I said, he tanks that stun like a champ. So keep that in mind when you're building your team. Then in the Rosh card spot, I used Helicat. In the Resin spot, I used Gnut. No, actually in the Resin spot is my Doom Priest, because Doom Priest had to take a turn in my head, you know, to cleanse that one. And then Frozen Mansion, Bulwark or Gnut and Gnut and Farrakhan, as you can see over here. And this one worked pretty well. And like I said, considering the fact that he actually took the stun, that surprised me. But still a fun team. Again, you're gonna see some strong builds. Okay, so I showed you the speeds on the calculator. I have the same speeds over here: crit rate, crit damage, defense, accuracy to land the debuffs. I did not fully go and gear everybody. I had them close to the stats that I needed. I just swapped a piece or two off of their builds, and that's about it. So I didn't min max it to the best. Trust me, I could push this even more. I could take it to maybe like 80 million if I did my best gear. So, you know, keep in mind that, because it might give you an idea how to do it better. So he's fully booked. Master is War Master, and I actually gave him stat pads because I don't want him to take the stun. As an example, something that I could do, because I have stat fast on him, I can run Helicat in the lead, use his defense lead, you know, that gives us 30% extra defense, and this team could survive all the way. Okay, and because he had, like I said, because he has the stats fast mastery, he will not take the stun and will just place Torax in the second position, and he would be the one taking the stun. Keep in mind, this one does not work on all affinities. Okay, this one's going to work on Void, and it's going to work on Magic. Okay, but on Magic you might not do the same damage because, well, there's 4 wrong affinity champions in there. On the other ones it might be tricky because the stun will not go to Torax anymore. Okay, because if it's a Spirit, the stun will go to Doompriest. If it's a Force, again, the stun will go to Doompriest because they're all strong affinities. So keep that in mind if you want to build this team. Then Gnut having crit damage, retaliation, perception with some revenge accessories. He's gonna be, again, strongly built. The right speed, good defense, good crit damage. I did not give them 100% crit rate because I have Farrakhan in there that puts increased crit rate, and I have him in a reflex. So he's gonna come back to that A3 a lot more. He has enough accuracy to land his debuffs. Then these are his masteries. Okay, you obviously Giant Slayer because he has triple hit A1 and triple hit A3. Then Doompriest has War Master and down the support tree, double retaliation and a cruel, the speed that we need. Again, not 100% crit rate, good attack, good crit damage, and, you know, some other stats. If you don't have enough poisons, just try and give Doompriest a toxic set, okay, to just place more poisons in there so you can do more damage. Then we have Farrakhan, like I said, in a reflex plus perception. He's running again at the 191, the speed that he needs to be at. Good attack, decent. Honestly, I should have given him 100% crit rate because he does not place increased crit rate on himself. Decent crit damage, you know, overkill accuracy. Like I said, I did not perfectly build. I just swapped a few pieces to get the right speed and I moved along. And then these are the masteries with War Master, support tree. Also keep in mind, if you're going to try and build like I showed you, Farrakhan, take lasting gifts because you're going to have a chance to extend that increased crit rate and increased crit damage buff that he places to have it on, you know, all the time. So this one's really useful. And then the last one, the man of the hour, Longsword Torax. Well, like I said, first thing, check this base HP, 15,000, okay, it's not too crazy. Then I didn't give him too much HP, and then the defense is pretty strong for a rare, okay. So he's running again 244, the speed that, you know, he needed to be considering what I was trying to do and all that, but he has that speed, 70% crit rate, good defense, good crit damage, and I don't have any other stats. And maybe, you know what, maybe in order to make this, you know, if you're going to use exactly the same team and that's the way his passive works, he can still be the one that takes your stun for this. Just, I would suggest giving him more accuracy so that he can land the leech on the A1. Because if he lands the leech on the A1, he's going to be able to heal himself and always have full HP. So when he takes the stun, he doesn't take that much damage and he can maybe survive all the way or close till the end, which is still going to make this run work pretty fine. Then Masteries, War Master down the support tree, and yeah, it was a pretty interesting team, and even though it was not working exactly as I expected or exactly as I thought it was, you know, intended, it was it's still a fun team and a good showcase because, you know, he's an interesting rare. He's not as useful as a lot of the newer ones that were added, but yeah. Anyway, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.